Welcome to another broadcast of Panther Basketball tonight. I am Luke Marks, and I'll be bringing you all of tonight's exciting Panther action. Tonight, the Panthers host Fort Atkinson. OCA Media would like to welcome our scoreboard sponsor, Toro Horse Insurance, specializing in personal, business, and life insurance, locally owned since 1978. This game is also brought to you with support from our generous sponsors, Bill's Food Center, Stoughton Health, and the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes, and by Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard, and we're here to help. Oregon cares. Well, the Panthers coming off of a big win against the Monona Grove Silver Eagles last Friday night at Monona Grove. The final score in that one was 78-61. Of course, senior guard Evan Miles, big triple-double in that game. Of course, the night before that, some of you may know, he earned a big D2 two-thirds ride offer from Minnesota State Moorhead. Congrats to him on that one, my boy Evan. I look for big future things to come out of you in all areas, Evan. Real proud of you for that one, big guy. And, of course, the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks are coming off of a loss against the Edgewood Crusaders at Fort Atkinson High School. Final score in that one was 52-41. So Edgewood comes into this season so far 1-3. Their only win coming on the road to Whitewater at the Pfizer Forum by a final score of 65-41. Panthers come in with a record of 3-2, of course losing here at OCA Media to Greenfield and to Stoughton, but getting wins against Monona Grove, Dodgeville, and Bigfoot. This still it's a Badger Conference game, but it's not a conference game because it's a Badger East versus Badger West crossover match tonight, of course. Panthers in the Badger West and the Blackhawks in the Panther East. Badger East, I don't know what I'm saying. But soon enough, we will be ready for some in-game action. Look for, of course, Evan Miles again. I know he's got a little bit of maybe an illness coming into this one, but I don't expect that to hinder him too much. Of course, you have Quentin Bush, who's shooting a cool, calm 55% from three so far this season. We'll see what he can do off the bench for the Panthers. You got Braden Hermsdorf, who on our last broadcast had 22 points and 17 rebounds in a big outing for him against Dodgeville, and big 7'1" Chandler Batchelor. He did quite well in that one. You got the return of George Mim, the return of Noah Malcook, so we'll see those two tonight. Of course, Casey Schenecker, who is wanting to continue his campaign for Player of the Year in the conference, and then you got freshman Vaughn Carvalho, who's going to look to show out. Junior Caden Diaz, who did not have a great game in our last broadcast, but I expect him to pick it up here in this one against the Blackhawks. And, of course, you have, senior guard Billy McCorkle, who had a pretty good outing against Monona Grove, but we'll see how he can do tonight in this new latest home action. All the boys over there getting ready for the Panthers and little layup lines, getting into the action. Panthers had a little bit of a varsity reserve game last Saturday at Janesville Craig High School against Janesville Craig and Middleton High School. Varsity reserve games are basically, for those of the players who are at the more end of the bench who don't see a ton of in-game action in close games. They get some more action in those games. So we saw the likes of Noah and Xander Lazowski, Grant Wallenk, Henry Kreckman, George Mim, Adam Jeremiason, Caden Dixon in that one, as well as Eric Patterson in that one. And, George and Eric were kind of getting some rehab to get back to game time action. And we'll see for those two how they kind of find themselves back into this rotation after a bit of an injury. Of course, for Noah, it was a lingering injury from soccer, and for George, it was a cold or a rough spell of sickness for him. But as the clock ticks down here to our last couple of seconds, I'm going to pass it over to our PA announcer for the national anthem.
Welcome welcome to Oregon High School for today's Badger Conference basketball matchup. Please welcome our visitors, the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks. And your Oregon Panthers. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, to honor America, would you please rise, remove your caps, and join in singing our national anthem. Fort Atkinson High School, Oregon High School, and the WIAA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. On behalf of Oregon Athletic Director Brittany Spencer-Grant, good luck to all coaches and competitors. We hope everyone will enjoy today's event in the spirit of positive sportsmanship. Please join me in thanking this evening's officials, Tim Wagner, Matt Dursey, and Mark Blakely. We appreciate everything you do so our students can participate in high school athletics. And now, here are your starting lineups for the visitors from Fort Atkinson. Number 3, Eli Cawson. Number 11, Croy Kukin. Number 12, Nathan Hartwig. Number 25, Jack Opperman. And number 35, Logan Keys. And now, your Oregon Panthers. Number 5, Billy McCorkle. Number 12, Evan Miles. Number 14, Caden Diaz. Number 30, Casey Schenecker. And number 34, Jack Rulseed.
Well, about that time for action here from Oregon High School between the Panthers and the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks. Be, of course, Casey Schenecker doing the tip for the Panthers, and Logan Keys for Fort. Tip won by the Panthers. Miles controls right inside to Rulsey. He spins and is fouled on the way up there by Jack Opperman. It'll be Rulsey at the line, shooting 2 here for Oregon. First up and straight through, and the Panthers on the Torhorst Insurance scoreboard first. Relsey's second now from the line, also through, and it is a 2-0 Panther lead after the first possession. That'll be Logan Keys bringing the basketball up. The big man for Fort goes to Opperman. Now they hand it back off to Keys. Curl cut now, shot in the corner for Keys is long, and the rebound goes to Diaz. Diaz will bring it up quickly now, outlet to McCorkle. McCorkle finds Evan Miles right wing. He drives inside, goes to the corner. McCorkle straight away three, no good. Rebound goes to number 3, Eli Costin up the court. He will go. Now they get to Keys. He is going to set up at the logo. Inside there, catching on a curl cut. Fort Atkinson gets the action to the right side. Now they work back left. Casey went for the steal there, couldn't quite get it on Keys, and now they have the ball sent to Costin. Left corner there is Croy Coogan. Now driving inside, and Opperman can't get it to go. Rebound to Relsey, here comes Miles. Miles ahead to Diaz. Diaz catch and shoot, no. Schedecker working inside, then a good find. Then McCorkle, his three is good. Good look, McCorkle's first three of the night, the Panthers' first three of the night, and 5-0 is the Oregon lead early. So it'll be Keys to bring it up for Fort Atkinson, it looks tonight. And here is, they go over the head, trying to get it to Keys and out of bounds. That was Nathan Hartwig on the turnover. Well, Miles bringing it up now for Oregon. He'll cross half court and go to Diaz. Screen set by Relsey. Diaz finds Relsey on the cut through contact of Hartwig, and it is good, and Relsey's got 4. It'll be Keys again here. Schenecker will defend. They go out here to Kosen. Guarded by McCorkle. Kosen tries to work left and gives the ball right back to Keys. Now they go inside here on a dump off to Opperman. Cross court heave. There's Kosen again. Blocked by McCorkle on the 3, and that'll go out of bounds off of Eli Kosen. Well, here's Evan Miles for the Panthers. Miles will send it over to McCorkle, who finds Jack Relsey. Good look from 3, no good. Off back iron, the rebound goes to Kosen. He worked quickly for Fort. Now here is Keys. Calls out a little bit of a screen there. Now works on Casey. Good look on the corner for Kosen. Is going to go off front of the iron, and Schenecker controls the rebound up the court to McCorkle. Good catch by him on the pass. Evan Miles walk-in 3, no good, and over the back, that's going to go against Jack Relsey, and first foul of the game for the Panthers goes against Jack Relsey, number 34 for Oregon. Well, Fort Atkinson coached by Mike Hintz, and assistant coaches Boomer Chwala, Rich Cleveland, and Cade Kosen. Panthers obviously coached by Chris Siebert. You also got Brandon Blanke there, Spencer Barnes, and also Daniel Steen on the bench. Of course, Taylor Yad also over there. Working inside there, good find over to number 12, and now Kosen works inside of McCorkle, spinning, has to kick it back out. Head fake there by Keys. He drives through Relsey. Relsey swats that one away. Now 2-on-1 chance for the Panthers inside of Diaz. The pass is tipped there by Hartwig, but Oregon stays with it. Relsey trying to work, and the little flip-up layup no good. Schenecker the rebound, that one no good as well. Casey gets another rebound, third chance effort for him, no good, and he hits the floor after that chance. Here comes Kosen all the way in, and a charge by Eli Kosen is going to, good job by Evan Miles to force the charge. 2 subs are going to come in for Dodgeville, or for Fort Atkinson, my bad. Just called the Dodgeville game, of course, last week, and for some reason, they're still in my head. Well, Hartwig hits the bench as well as Keys. Into the game is Owen Geiger, and also into the game number 23, Laken Hintz. Up the court, Miles will go to McCorkle, who has a 3 already. They got a little bit of a double big action, flip it inside, and Good job there by Jack Kamer to tip that pass into the hands of another Fort Atkinson defender. Well, Kamer quickly finds out that he is not being guarded by anyone and gets a free layup. Fort Atkinson's got their first points in the Toros and Turn scoreboard. 3 by Diaz is good. Diaz in the deep corner, but knocks down the 3 anyway. First chance by him tonight is 3 points. Now here is Eli Kosen. Kosen will now go over there to Owen Geiger, now flipping it over to Lakin. Handoff back to Kosen. Now they go to Opperman. Miles almost got the steal. Kosen now mid-range pull-up jumper is good. Eli Kosen, his first points of the night. Miles already back up to the court, draws the double and tipped away, going to fight for it, and Miles rips it away in the hands of pointer now Casey in the corner. Billy McCorkle's 3 is good. Billy McCorkle, 6 points for the Panthers tonight already. Billy's got 2 threes, and it is 13-4 Oregon. Well, here is Kosen. He's trying to work on Miles. Good defense play by the Panthers. Now he finds Owen Geiger, who works it all the way over to Lakin. Hints his 3 in and out. Rulsey, Hintz went for the steal. Wide open inside is Miles, but a good defensive play by Fort Atkinson. Able to defend him inside. Schenecker tried to go to Miles, and it is off Evan's shoulder out of bounds. 3 subs in for each team. Back in is Croy Kukin, Logan Keys, and also into the game for Fort Atkinson is number 1, Mason Ebert. Going to the bench is Geiger, Kosen, and I missed the 3rd sub, but it's okay. 3 also in for Oregon are Carvala, Hermsdorf, and Quentin Bush. Rulsey, McCorkle, and Miles take a seat. Well, back into the action, it's Fort Atkinson. Here's Keys. He works on Casey Schenecker. Keys wanted Hartwick there, and now they get it inside to him. Flips it over the head of Carvala. Now back to the top of the key. It's Keys. Pass inside on a bounce is going to get inside, and the foul's going to go against Quentin Bush on the arm, and that was Croy Coogan who got the ball on the inside. Well, it is Fort Atkinson ball. They need somebody to throw the ball in. And they're going to get it in over the top to Kukin. He swings to Keys, who thought about the 3, now works inside, running through everyone and flips that one up and through. Here comes Diaz, draws a double. Now Hermsdorf quickly to Quentin Bush. Vaughn Carvala, good look from 3 is no good. Hermsdorf able to get the rebound. Tried to hand it off to Carvala, but Vaughn could not keep hold of that handoff, and it's going to go to Fort. Here's Kukin. Goes over to Opperman. Now they want to get it to a curl cut. Couldn't quite get it there for Ebert. Now Opperman will just drive straight through Hermsdorf, and a foul on the floor against Hermsdorf. Just a little bit of contact there on the arm, and that's going to be a foul for Braden. Well, Evan Miles is going to come into the game here for Caden Diaz, as well as 2 subs for Fort Atkinson. That's going to be Ebert and Opperman going to the bench. Into the game for them are Kosen again, as well as Nathan Hartwig again. They want to get the Keys. The Raiders go inside instead to Kamer. Kamer above Hermsdorf. That layup is good for Hermsdorf. Here's Miles. He wants to run with the ball all the way inside, and the layup is good. Evan Miles, coast to coast for the score. Here's Keys. Schenecker will draw the defense. They go over to Kosen. He's guarded by Quentin Bush. They want to get it back to Keys, and a bounce pass will get it back into his hands. Here's Jack Kamer. Kamer guarded by Hermsdorf, goes over to Hartwig there, and a pull-up mid-range by Kosen, no good, and the rebound goes to Miles. Miles all the way up ahead. It's Hermsdorf to the rack, no good, but a foul. It's going to be Braden Hermsdorf shooting 2 for Oregon. 15-8, the Oregon lead on the Toro Horse Insurance scoreboard, and Braden Hermsdorf looks to add 2. First from Braden here at the line. It's up off back iron, no good. No subs here through the free throws, and Hermsdorf will shoot his second now. That one up, and it is straight through. It's 16-8. So it'll be Eli Kosen to bring the ball up the court for Fort Atkinson. Kosen finds Keys, and Schenecker trailing Keys, and now over to Hartwig. Quentin Bush all over Kosen. Good look for Keys. Thought about it, passed it up, now steps back and finds Kammer. Now they go to Kosen, who passes it over here to number 11. That's going to be Croy Kukin. Left side Kammer. They flip it over Schenecker, and there's the double. Miles on the defense, but the much taller Logan Keys will get the score anyway. Double is drawn. Now they go to Casey in the corner. I guess at the wing is Quentin Bush. He drives baseline with the left and flips it over to Carvalho. Good look, and that pass is stolen away. They go inside. Here's Kosen. Oh, and that's going to be a hard foul. Quentin Bush all over Kosen. No, Malcook will chuck into the game for the first time, and also Opperman for Fort Atkinson. Billy McCorkle also going to check in for Oregon. 2 free throws for Kosen. First one for Eli, looking to make it a 16-11 game, and it's up and through. Keys hits the bench, Opperman in. Quentin Bush takes his seat. Panthers got 6 on the floor right now. Vaughn Carvalho also gonna hit the bench. So second free throw for Kosen, good. 16-12. Miles will look to run, now slowing it down, and he's gonna find Malcook, who goes inside. Now at the free throw line, it's Hermsdorf. He works to McCorkle. McCorkle trying to find somebody, and that pass is tipped, but Miles able to keep it, and now stolen away, almost traveling. Miles gets it back, ball batted around, jump ball is gonna go to Fort Atkinson. Ball was going everywhere on that possession. Sub is in, it's Ralsei. Casey Schenecker will take a seat. It's gonna be side out for Fort Atkinson. Backcourt side out, I might add. Jack Kammer will throw it into Kosen. They're gonna call a play here. Flat action. Handoff here to Kukin. Kukin drives through Miles and just throws that one out of bounds, but off of Miles. Don't know what the play was there, but Kukin kind of just went head down to the basket and threw that one out of bounds off of Miles. There's Kosen. Action gets the ball into Kammer. Ralsei will defend Jack Kammer, and here is Kosen again. Good look for Kammer, but passes it up in favor of Opperman. Now they go over far side. Hartwig back to Kammer, back to Hartwig. They swing it all the way over to, here's Croy Kukin. Inside on the cut is Kosen. Hermsdorf jumping a couple times, and that's going to go probably against Braden Hermsdorf. Yep, Hermsdorf. No, not Hermsdorf. That's Malcook on the foul. 4-point game. Kosen's going to inbound. A little bit confused are the Blackhawks, but they go inside. Here's Croy Kukin. Miles defense. Flip it over the top. Now they go to Kosen. Good defense by Billy. Billy staying right on Eli Kosen. Now it's going to be Hartwig at the top. Screen set. Kukin works left now. Has to go to Hartwig. Malcook on the defense. They go back right to Croy Kukin. Kukin working on Evan Miles. He goes inside through contact, and Evan Miles is going to have a foul called on him. I don't know exactly when they saw that one, but, you know, foul nonetheless on number 12, Evan Miles. 2 subs in for each team here after the first free throw. Casey and Caden in for Oregon, and Logan Keys and Lake and Hintz are going to be in for Fort. First free throw up for Troy Kukin is good. The subs will be in, and it's going to be Kammer and Hartwig hitting the bench. Hermsdorf and Miles hit the bench for Oregon. Second free throw here for Troy Kukin. It's going to go through. Troy Kukin hits them both, and it's a 2-point game. Ford also into the bonus, just halfway through this first half, just about. Malcook goes, Ralsei, good look from three, just decides to pop it, no good, and Malcook can't get the rebound for Oregon, so here comes Logan Keys. They go in the corner here, almost traveling is Troy Kukin. They got a Kosin, now swinging it right over to number 23, back over to Logan Keys. There is Kosin for Fort Atkinson, guarded by Diaz. Kosin works right all the way to the baseline. Diaz, a foul and one. Fort Atkinson is going to have their first chance to take the lead. One looked pretty clean from Caden. Thought he had a block on that one, honestly, but I thought he was going to have a block, but Kosin finds a way to get that one off glass, and good for the layup and a chance for the lead. You know, Kosin's going to knock him down, and Fort Atkinson has their first lead in the Toro Horse Insurance scoreboard of the night. Here's Billy McCorkle. He goes to Casey Schenecker. Casey, action for Oregon. Hands off to Malcook. Malcook works right behind the back now, swings it over to Billy McCorkle. McCorkle wanting a little bit of help. He finds Ralsei, who gives a bit of a head fake and swings over left side for Casey Schenecker. Casey, elbow, swings to McCorkle. Far corner, it's Ralsei. Ralsei thought about going baseline. Double team comes, Malcook, good cut. Good job by Noah, and he gets rewarded with a basket. It's Logan Keys. Keys will draw Schenecker. McCorkle almost comes with the steal, but the ball gets to the hands of Lakin. Now here's Opperman. Keys, straight away three is short. Rebound goes to Schenecker, good job. They got 2-on-1. Diaz ahead. He goes up and cannot finish. Timeout, Fort Atkinson. I believe it was a full timeout, and Oregon with a 1-point lead, 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first half, and Fort Atkinson has found a way to work back into this one after being down 14-3 early. 14-5 run for the Blackhawks, coming mostly at the hands of Eli Kosin. He's done a good job tonight of being slashing guard for the Blackhawks, and there is the first buzzer, so refs will come over to break up the two huddles. And we'll be back to basketball here at Oregon High School with 6 minutes 37 seconds and a Blackhawk ball at the far basket. Well, it will be Kosin, and he is going to go ahead and bring the ball up. There's a sub during the timeout for Fort Atkinson. I'll get to that after the possession. Here's Opperman. He swings right over to Lake and Hintz. Hintz guarded by McCorkle. Wants to work. Here's Eli Kosin. Opperman hands off. It's Keys. He's guarded by Schenecker. They swing over to the left side for Owen Geiger. Now here, fade away, no good, and Ralsei gets the rebound on the shot. That was Lake and Hintz. Here comes Casey. He goes to Jack. Jack got about a three, now finds Billy. Billy, good. Hezzy kicks out to Noah Malcook. Malcook's three, no good. And it's going to be Opperman the rebound. They want to go. Keys running the court. Ralsei will defend, and thought about getting it into Opperman. Curl cut, not pass to, and here's Eli Kosin. Diaz will defend Eli. He works over back out to the logo, finds Keys, and Keys will set something up for Fort. Opperman now, right wing, goes to Kosin. They swing it left side for Geiger. Geiger step through, kicks it back out, and It's Lake and Hintz. Now they go to Keys. Keys is mid-range jumper, no good, rattles out. And Relsey back the other way for Oregon. Relsey will give to Malcook. Malcook will play the point for Oregon in this possession. Facilitation for him. He goes to the left side for Billy McCorkle. McCorkle finds Relsey. Relsey works on Keys and gets that pass, or gets that little shot, I guess you would call it, tipped away. Now driving baseline. He's got to find a pass. Goes to Hintz. Good shot fake by Hintz, and the three goes straight through for Lake and Hintz. And Fort Atkinson's got a 20-18 lead now. Diaz will get the ball. He's going to work left. McCorkle, left wing, wants to get it to Casey. Now he's got Noah Malcook, far wing. Inside to Relsey. Athletic grab goes to Casey Schenecker, stolen there by Eli Kosen. Kosen's going to run, slips, finds Hintz. Hintz, deep three, no good. Relsey grabs it over everyone, and Oregon back the other way. Here's McCorkle. Spins her on the defense. Schenecker with the left, it's good, and it's back to a tie game. Timeout, Oregon. Casey Schenecker gets the layup to go, and it's going to head to timeout here. The coach, Mike Hintz, wanting an explanation as to why Eli Kosen was shoved without a call. I will admit that was probably a missed call there. McCorkle probably should have had a foul called on him, but nonetheless, it's going to be 20-20. Oregon versus Fort Atkinson. Nothing you can do about it now, and it's 20-20. There is our cheerleading team here at Oregon High School, both competitive cheer and also pep cheer. Good job by them there, and a little bit of a little something for the student section. Get the students back into it. It's a tie game, about 4 minutes to go left in the first half. Hermsdorf back into the game for Oregon, so is Evan Miles. Jack Relsey and Noah Malcook will go to the bench. Hartwig's back in for Fort Atkinson. So is Croy Kukin. Looks like Opperman and Keys will both take a seat. Here is Kosen. Eli Kosen's going to have Casey Schenecker on him. Interesting matchup here at the 6'5" forward, and Eli Kosen, who is no taller than 6 foot. Listed at 5'11", actually. Here's Kosen in the corner. He's going to dribble all the way left, and Miles reaches there. Across the way, McCorkle defends. They go inside, give and go. Back out here for Fort Atkinson, that was stolen away. Jack Cameron. Now inside, Diaz is going to be fouled on the way up, and 2 free throws courtesy of Caden Diaz, and the foul will go against Croy Kukin. So Diaz, as sure as they come, will shoot 2 here. Caden's first straight through. So Mr. Narsub, Lake and Hintz took a seat. Jack Cameron was into the game for Fort Atkinson. And for Oregon now, Vaughn Carvalay and Millie McCorkle going to the bench. Diaz, second free throw, goes through, and it is 22-20 Oregon. Now it'll be Kosen once again for Fort Atkinson. He wants to work right, goes to Canner, back left for Croy Kukin. Now they have Kosen, top of the key. Miles staring deeply into his eyes. It's going to be now swung over to Kammer. Wing for Kosen. Miles defending once again. Here's Geiger. Geiger works over to Kammer. Kammer back to Geiger. They go corner. Kosen's 3, no good. Miles catches the rebound. He wants to run. Going to draw 3 Fort defenders. And Diaz, now Miles. Miles jump stop. Good pass. Casey Schenecker is too good. Well, here's Cosin. He works right now. Draws Casey. Now here is Kammer. Top of the key for Cosin in the right corner. They want Kukin inside. Miles, good defense played. Now they have to go back out to Kammer. Kammer works to Geiger. Back to Cosin in the corner. It's Hartwig. Hartwig draws Carvala. Schenecker went for the steal. Kukin able to keep control of it. And Cosin in the corner. He works back to the logo. Goes to Geiger. Geiger's three, no good. Rebound back to Kukin of Fort Atkinson. No good. Schenecker with the block. He fights a couple of defenders and throws it over top to Miles. Miles ahead. Hermsdorf. Layup good. Left-handed layup for Hermsdorf was good. Tried to wait a little bit longer to get somebody to run into him for a foul, but didn't quite get enough contact to draw the foul, but 2 points is good enough for me. Here's Cosin. He will work to the right side. That's Jack Kammer. Hermsdorf will defend Kammer. Now he works to the elbow. Kick to the corner is Croy Kukin. Kukin versus Casey Schenecker here. They go back to Cosin. Cosin drives inside. Two hands, but a layup. Good job to the contact. Miles throws it all the way up to Hermsdorf, trying to make a catch, and that's going to go to Fort Atkinson. 3 subs for Fort Atkinson as Cosin goes to the bench. And Geiger and also number 34, that's going to be Jack Kammer into the game. Opperman and Keys, and also believe that was Lake and Hintz. Sub for Oregon, Carvala and Diaz come out. Patterson gets his first minutes of the night, and McCorkle will come back into the game. Well, Keys, clock ticks under a minute now for the first time here in this first half. Of course, the first time. It's going to be the only time it'll take under 1 minute in the first half. Schenecker will defend Keys. He works to the right side. Now back left. That's Kukin. Kukin wants to find Hintz. Hintz will work it all the way to the right side. Keys, jab step. Still hasn't dribbled. Now puts the ball on the floor. Hand off to Hintz. Double screen there. Hintz wants some help. He finds it in the form of Nathan Hartwig. Hartwig inside. It's Keys. Good find to Kukin. Back out to Keys. He drives baseline through Casey Schenecker. And a travel is going to go against Mason Keys. Or Logan Keys picked his pivot foot up, I assume. Diaz will come back in. 18 seconds to go in the first half. And Eric Patterson back to the bench. A quick little sub for him. So Evan Miles, 18 seconds for Oregon, is going to pick the basketball up. Miles goes to McCorkle. McCorkle now back to Miles. He's got a double team. Finds Billy. Jab step, goes inside to Evan. Evan lost the ball. It's going to be a turnover for Fort Atkinson. Here comes Kukin. That is going to be no good. And we head to halftime. It is 26-22 on the Toro Horse Insurance scoreboard in favor of your Oregon Panthers. Well, we will be back with the start of the second half in just a few minutes. You are watching Panther basketball on OCA Media with Luke Marks. There we are, back for the second half here on OCA Media. Once again, I am Luke Marks, and the Panthers playing the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks. 26-22 is your Panther lead, and Panthers started off pretty hot, got out to a 13-4 lead, but finished the half on an 18-13 run, which let Fort Atkinson get back into this one. As we begin the second half of this exciting game, I'd like to remind you that this game is brought to you with support from our generous sponsors: Bill's Food Center, Stoughton Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes. And by the Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard, we're here to help. Oregon cares. Toro Horse Insurance, our scoreboard sponsor for Panther basketball, specializing in personal, business, and life insurance, locally owned since 1978. Well, let's see here in this second half if the Panthers can keep the lead on that Toro Horse Insurance scoreboard and come away with a win, or will Fort Atkinson pick up the upset here on the road and improve to 2-3. Panthers, of course, have another game later in the week on Friday, but that one is at Milton, so we will not have that one for you on OCA Media, but that will open up the Panthers Badger West Conference games, I believe. Although I may be wrong. I think I'm wrong. I think Milton's in the Badger East, and our first conference game will be next Tuesday at Monroe. So that will open up conference play. But I digress. It'll be just now we start the second half here, and don't quite remember whose basketball it's going to be. I believe it'll be Oregon basketball, but I may be mistaken. We'll see as the players come back out in the court. No changes for either team. As to the starting lineups, I say no changes. It is Panther basketball, the way of the possession era. And Jack Ralsey will start it off here for Oregon. And we'll see how he does to start our second half, inbounding it to Evan Miles. And we're underway in the second half. Schenecker works at the wing. Keys guards him. They flip it to Diaz. Inside now to Ralsey. Working on Opperman. Finds Miles. Corner. He's guarded by Hertwig. Drives inside. The jump stop. And there is a layup made by Jack Ralsey to start the scoring in the second half on the Toro Horse Insurance scoreboard. It is a 6-point Oregon lead. Handoff goes to Corson. McCorkle stays with them. They work left. Here's Logan Keys. Left wing guarded by Casey Schenecker. Top of the key. Drive by Cosin. Goes to the corner. Here is Croy Kukin and travel. I don't know. I think it was just an away from the play foul. I don't know what the call was, but Diaz will bring it up for Oregon. Here is Diaz. He goes to Evan Miles. Left wing. Now draws double and finds Billy McCorkle. Good look from three. No good. Ball goes up in the air, and Logan Keys comes down with it, and here he comes. They go to Opperman. Tipped away, stolen by Oregon. Thrown over the head of Diaz, out of bounds. Turnover, Casey Schenecker. Well, it'll be Logan Keys here for Fort Atkinson. Schenecker will defend. Screen will be coming from Opperman. Keys drives, goes to the corner. Here's Hartwig. Now top of the key. Back to the right side. Keys. Goes into Schenecker. Now backs out. Slips, but stays in control and finds Croy Kukin. Inside to Opperman. He works on Ralsey. Opperman, jab step. Now drives. Tipped away. Miles the steal. Miles ahead. Goes to McCorkle. A foul against Cosin will give the Panthers side out. Had McCorkle on a free one, but a foul by Cosin keeps the Panthers off the board. Smart foul by Eli Cosin there. Keeps Fort within 6, and a chance to get a defensive stop. Could keep it at 6 instead of making it an 8-point lead. Now Diaz going to get the breakaway inbounds. Here is Diaz. Goes over to the right side for Evan Miles. Miles to Schenecker, lobs it inside to Ralsey. Ralsey can't finish, but a foul is going to give Ralsei 2 shots at the free throw line. Here is Jack Ralsei at the free throw line, shooting 2. Just about 2 minutes into the second half. Ralsei's first no good. A little too strong off back iron. Here is the second from Ralsei. That one up and through, and the Panthers now a 7-point lead. Here comes Logan Keys, and Kosen wants the ball, and Keys will give it to him. McCorkle defends with the logo. They go to Opperman. Bring the double in the corner. It's Hartwig. He wants Keys. They go inside. Miles steals it away. Good, pretty cool pass. Croy Kukin. Now Miles flips it, tries to get it over the head of Keys. Keys jumps. Miles keeps it. It's going to be jump ball. No, stolen away by Fort. Here comes Kosen. Kosen inside. Mid-range pull-up, no good. Rebound will go to Opperman, and a foul on the floor against Jack Ralsei. Sub for Fort Atkinson is going to be Jack Kammer. Kammer for Keys. Well, here's Kosen. Just throws it overhead, and it's going to go all the way to the backcourt. Casey running after it. Gets to Opperman. Then they want him to get back. Kosen in the corner. Panthers are going to get into defense. Here's Hartwig back to Kosen. Kosen left wing. Schenecker defense. Now right side, there's Kammer. Kammer works on Ralsei. Go over to Kosen. Miles defends the baseline. Diaz comes with the help. They swing it back right for Hartwig. Now Kosen has a good look. Can't hit it. Opperman gets the rebound, flips it up, and it's good. Good job by Opperman getting the rebound and the second chance points. 15 minutes now on the clock. It'll be McCorkle. He goes to Miles, a block on Kosen. Kosen wanted the charge. Lakin hints into the game, and Kosen will take a seat. Excuse me for the coughs. I'm a little bit under the weather, but well enough to do the broadcast. And a swat there from Opperman sends Miles packing. Now here is Kukin. Kukin works over there to Jack Kammer. Kammer swings now. Here's Hartwig. Hartwig decides to go over to Kukin instead of working to the left, and Kukin now goes left to Opperman. Back cut there for Hintz. He steps out for a 3. McCorkle on the defense. It's no good over the backboard and out of bounds to Oregon. 2 for Oregon. Bush and Hermsdorf. For Ralsei, Diaz take a seat. It looks like it'll be Quentin Bush to get the inbounds and just take it up. Bush up ahead, goes to McCorkle, left wing now. But Bush runs to the wing. Hermsdorf inside to Miles, good grab by him, kicks back out to Braden. Flows to the corner. Braden had a 3, passed it up. I personally think he should shoot the ball a little more. Has a lot of open looks, decides not to use them, but Braden knows how to get baskets, so I won't critique him. I'm the one up here, he's the one down there. Inside, it's gonna be Hartwig, catches, gives to Kammer. Kammer spins on Hermsdorf, working on him, and flips that one up, no good. The rebound to Quentin Bush. Bush gives to Miles. Miles in a better position to bring the ball up. Flips inside, here's Hermsdorf. Can't get the layup to go. 5-point game here, Oregon in the lead. They go over to Croy Kukin. Kukin to Hintz, back to Kukin. Corner 3 for Croy Kukin is good. Casey Schenecker up the court. Hands to Miles. Miles thought about a 3. Now works past Hintz to Hermsdorf. Layup no good. Hermsdorf missed the wide open. Flips back to reverse. Can't get the second chance. It's going to be Hintz. He works on McCorkle all the way to the rack. It's going to be Hintz, and that one is good. Lakin Hintz. Miles, top of the wing, timeout Oregon, and a tie game here for Fort Atkinson as the players explode off the bench for Fort to greet their 5, and Panthers' demeanor is a little bit down now. Our cheerleaders back onto the court for another performance. I'll let them go to work. Another good job by our cheerleaders over there. Well, Fort Atkinson storming back to claim tie game here right now with 13 minutes left in the second half. I'd like to remind you that OCA Media is your local source for information and entertainment, producing hundreds of programs each year. OCA Media, your community access television station located right here in Oregon. First buzzer, refs come in to break it up. Two teams come out. Carvela in, Diaz in, Miles and McCorkle to the bench. Logan Keys back into the game and for Fort Atkinson, as well as Mason Ebert. Inbounds to Bush. Bush gives to Casey immediately, now flips back to Quinton. Quinton been the best shooter for Oregon this year from 3. Diaz, step back tray, no good off front iron. Here comes Keys. Keys goes to Hintz. Hintz's 3 is good. Fort Atkinson a 3-point lead. Biggest lead of the night for the Blackhawks. Bush runs ahead, goes to Diaz, thought about the 3, no shot from him. Gets to Schenecker, and that one is going to be a reach. Sub is in, it's going to be Kosen. Kosen into the game, into the bench it is Lakin Hintz. Panthers a box look here to set up the inbounds action. The give is to Hermsdorf. Hermsdorf spinning with the left hand. That layup is good for Braden Hermsdorf. Low, quick give and the flip up. Can't get any easier than that. Here's Keys. He gives to Kosen. Head fake to the rack. It's Kosen too strong. Rebound for Keys, and he is fouled by Hermsdorf. The layup won't go, so 2 free throws for Logan Keys. 2 subs for Fort. One is Kammer, one is Opperman. Kammer wants to sub in for the shooter. Opperman will sub in no matter what after the first free throw, and Keys knocks it through, so Opperman is in, and heading back to the bench is Ebert. Here's Keys. Ready to go is Keys. That is going to be no good, and that means that Kammer can't come in. Here's Diaz. He works past Kukin. Now to Carvela. Carvela guarded by, looks to be there, number 5, Geiger. Bush giving the corner. Casey Schenecker. Screen set by Bush. Casey through 3 defenders, lays it up and in. That bucket ties it back up for Oregon. Wanted the back cut for Kukin. Instead, they find Opperman. Opperman tries to throw it inside. He's got Keys. Now back outside for Geiger. Extra pass to Opperman. All the way over to Kosen. Screen from Kukin. Now back to Keys. He's guarded by Schenecker. Keys at the right wing. Finds in the corner for Kukin. Kukin dribbles left. Now Vaughn Carvela comes away with it and a push on Kukin to get Carvela out of the way, trying to get the ball back, and it's going to be Oregon basketball. Subs in, and it's going to be Kammer for Keys. Exactly 11 minutes on the clock. Carvela will inbound, but first a timeout for Atkinson with exactly 11 minutes on the clock, so both teams talking it over with their coaches. Of course, Coach Chris Siebert and then Coach Mike Hintz. Another performance from our cheerleaders here. First buzzer, I'd like to say before we come out of this timeout that you can check out our program guide to find out when you can watch more Panther action. www.ocamedia.com for more information. Back out of the timeout for Oregon, same 5 for them. Same 5 also for Fort Atkinson. Carvalho will inbound to Diaz, and Diaz will play the point, I assume. He will. Diaz gives to Quentin Bush, now to Hermsdorf, top of the key. Hermsdorf hands off to Diaz. Diaz in trouble, needs help, and that one's stripped away. Geiger gets the ball and hands it off to Kosen, back up the court for Fort Atkinson. Kosen working left. Gives to Kukin. Kukin inside to Opperman. Here's Kukin. Opperman now, top of the key, goes to the right side. That's Kammer. Kammer back to Opperman, top of the key. Hand off to Kammer. Kammer finds the corner. That's Geiger. Diaz guarding Geiger. Now they go inside. Schenecker on the defense. Opperman swings it all the way inside for Kosen. His 3 no good. Diaz the rebound. And he gives to Casey. Casey in the corner for Hermsdorf. Braden Hermsdorf finds Caden Diaz. Over to Carvalho. The action for Oregon as Carvalho inside finds Hermsdorf, and they're flipping it up. It's good. Good job by Hermsdorf finding a open lane for him to catch a pass. Here's Croy Kukin, guarded by Carvalho. Here is Opperman. He works on Schenecker. Layup is good. Bodying Casey. Here is Carvalho. He finds Quentin Bush. Now Hermsdorf at the free throw line. Hermsdorf gives to Quentin Bush. Almost lost it. Now back to Hermsdorf. Hand off to Casey. Braden setting a double screen. Now goes to the corner. Quentin Bush. Thought about a 3, works inside. Finds Hermsdorf, top of the key. They swing it all the way to Diaz, but out of bounds. 3 subs in for Fort. Evan Miles in for Caden Diaz. Keys most notably back in the game for Fort Atkinson. Here is Kosen. He works on Evan Miles, now goes to Keys. Inside to Opperman, guarded by Hermsdorf. Opperman working, finds a wide open Lakin Hurts, but that would have been a 2 anyway. Miles streaking the court wide open, the layup is good. Up ahead, it's Keys. 8 minutes remain here in the game. 2-point Oregon lead. Now driving and giving it back to Opperman. Opperman, head fake, now drives inside on Hermsdorf. Pull up, no good. Hermsdorf shoved to the floor, but it'll stay with Fort Atkinson. Oh, and Kosen is blocked, Casey Schenecker. Lob to Hermsdorf, and it's going to roll through. Beautiful sequence there, and just getting into the basket is that little layup on the lob. Double team comes for Oregon, and here is Hintz inside to Keys. Keys works on Hermsdorf, spinning, kicks it out to Hintz. Hintz draws pressure from Bush, completely flops. There's the foul. We'll see Emma Corkle in, Hermsdorf and Quentin Bush to the bench, and for Fort Atkinson, it's Hintz and Opperman to take a seat. Back in the game, it's gonna be Kammer and Kuchen. They wanted Keys, now they go to Kammer. Inside to Kuchen, the layup no good. Here comes Miles the other way. Thought about pulling it up, instead it's Carvalho, the layup is good on the other side. Timeout, Fort Atkinson. Jim getting into it here. Fort Atkinson a bit fed up with the officials, and, you know, I'm not going to comment one way or another, but they might have a point. Six-point Oregon lead. You just heard the buzzer, which means it's time for the refs to come break up the two huddles and get the players back on the court. Well, as we just saw, McCorkle and Ralsei come back into the game. No subs for Fort as they just had their subs come in. It's going to be Fort basketball. Keys and Kosen will work together here. Kosen goes up ahead, so Keys all alone at the logo. Goes to Kosen, who runs all the way over left. Now at the logo, finds back to Coogan. Inside there, good look on the corner. That's Hartwig, he's 3 is short. Carvalho the rebound. Carvalho runs, Evan Miles now running ahead, goes to Casey Schenecker. Casey drives baseline, wraparound pass to Ralsei. Beautiful play. Beautiful job by Ralsei and Schenecker. Here's Keys. Casey will defend. They go over to Kammer, now all the way in the corner. That's Kosen. Kosen finds Kammer, and they go back right for Kuchen. They wanted Hartwig on the curl cut, now back cut for Hartwig. And McCorkle defends Kosen. Kosen, left wing, McCorkle defends. Pass inside, Carvalho slips. Back to Keys there, and a foul on Casey Schenecker. 2 subs for Fort after the first free throw. That's going to be Opperman and also Lake and Hintz in. First free throw for Keys is going to go through. Hintz was getting shooter, and Opperman took out Kuchen. Second from Keys also rattles through, so, and a sub now for him is going to be Hintz. Miles is going to play the point for Oregon on this possession. 5 minutes, 30 seconds remain. McCorkle pops out to the corner. Now thought driving baseline, goes back to Miles, top of the key. Evan works right. Now in the corner, it's Carvala. He's guarded by Hartwig and all the way to the corner. McCorkle now inside to Schenecker, spinning on 2 defenders and throws it up and a foul. Two shots for Casey Schenecker here. 7-point lead now for Oregon on that Torhorst Insurance scoreboard. Casey's second free throw off front rim, and it's going to be Fort Atkinson controlling. It's Lakin Hintz. Hintz hands off for Kosen. He works on Miles. In the corner now, that's Hartwick. Now Kammer finds Opperman. Opperman spins, goes to the corner for Kosen. Miles, good defense. McCorkle tips that one away. Billy will speed in front of everyone. The layup is good. Good job by McCorkle in the lead. 9 points now for Oregon. Kosen back the other way for Fort. Miles, jab step from Kosen. Now they go over to the corner for Lakin Hintz. McCorkle on Hintz. Hintz flips it up, no good. Rebound Schenecker. Now to Miles, he's got 4 defenders around him. Finds McCorkle, goes inside or else he can't keep the handle on it. But here's Schenecker, finds McCorkle. McCorkle works right slowly. Goes back to the corner for Jack Relsey. Now they got to go back to the right side. Here's Schenecker, finds Relsey. Good look. Carvala dialing up a 3, no good. Jim was ready to explode there on that 3, but couldn't quite find the bottom of the rim. Here is Kosen. Miles will defend at the logo. Flat action for Fort Atkinson. McCorkle slips. Finds Hintz. Shot 3, no good. Carvala the rebound. Loses it, keeps control, and was touched barely by Hartwig, and he was out of bounds when he touched it, so it's going to be Oregon basketball, but not a foul. Hintz to the bench, Hartwig to the bench. Into the game are Kukin and Keys. 3:41 remain. Oregon with a 9-point lead. Here's Schenecker. Keys will meet him at the logo. He goes to Relsey at the wing. Miles head fake. He works inside. Goes to the corner. McCorkle. Guarded by Kosen. Billy in trouble. Needs help. Finds Carvala. Head fake. Goes inside. And that one is stolen away by Opperman. Back ahead is Eli Kosen. Handoff there is Kukin. He's defended by McCorkle. Now it'll be Kosen again. He brings the ball back to the logo. A play for Fort Atkinson coming. It's Keys. Screen for Opperman. Good play by Schenecker, but a wide open layup there for Opperman. Now it's going to be Miles. Action here for Oregon. Screen set. But now it's Relsey, top of the key. Hands to Miles. Miles works over to the left side. At the elbow, needs some help, goes to Carvala, screen set. Carvala flips it over, here's McCorkle, his 3, too long. Clock under 2.5 minutes, 7-point Oregon lead now. Here is Kosen. Keys, screen set again by Opperman. Keys, pull up mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound to Relsey, they fight for it, Oregon controls. McCorkle now has time, goes to Relsey, to the rack, couldn't finish over Kosen, but a foul is going to send Relsey to the line for 2. Oh my gosh, what an almost finish there. Jack Relsey wouldn't have been that something to throw it down on the head of Eli Kosen, but 2 free throws just the same. First is straight through. Well, it'll be Diaz in. Carvala takes a seat. Taking a seat for Fort Atkinson is Kammer. Back in for him is Owen Geiger. I beg your pardon. And Hermsdorf checking in for Oregon. He's checking in for Shooter, so if Ralsei knocks this down, which he shall, he'll get a rest in reward. Back to a 9-point Oregon lead here at Oregon High School. 2 minutes to go. Oregon also just now finding themselves in the bonus. Here Keys swings over to closer there. Keys loses the pass, but able to keep it. Almost a costly error there. Now inside. Geiger, the right-hand layup is good. Timeout Fort. 7-point Fort lead, or 7-point Oregon lead. Fort trails just by a little bit. I like to say OCA Media reaches thousands of viewers with programs like this. Consider joining our fine group of local business sponsors at ocamedia.com. Many of our live stream technicians are Oregon High School students who were trained by tonight's OCA Media, who were trained by OCA Media's staff of broadcast professionals. Tonight's broadcast is being streamed by yours truly, Luke Marks, as well as Jordan Hake on camera. Just the two of us up here tonight, bringing you the action from Oregon High School. We had, of course, the great Josiah Wampler and, of course, Paul Zwicker were here earlier, but left before the game started, and now it's just us up here. And our, broadcast deck. Press for Fort. They get it into Miles. He's chased by Geiger. Meets the trap, goes to Casey. Good job by him. Panthers break press. It's Diaz in the corner. Pressure all over in a zone now, 2-3. Diaz in trouble and a foul. That's on Kammer. Oh, excuse me. Well, Kosin and Keys back into the game now. Diaz at the line, the best shooter for Oregon. He'll shoot 2. To the bench, it's Geiger and Kammer. Shot here from Diaz. Off back iron, no. Fort chance to make the lead for Keys. Minute 26 to go. Screen set, Keys works inside. The right hand is good. What a finish by Keys. Timeout Fort. 5-point Oregon lead. 48-43 in a low-scoring affair here tonight from Oregon High School. Fort worked quickly there, just about an 8-second possession, and Keys went coast to coast. You're watching an OCA Media Panther Sports Production, Oregon Community Access. Community is our middle name. This and other OCA programs can be seen on demand on our YouTube channel. Visit ocamedia.com for more information. Panthers back out now of the timeout. Fort Atkinson will have to break it up here. Their conversation, of course, probably drawing up a sort of different press break. Panthers were in fits there on that defense. Luckily for the Panthers, Kammer grabbed the back of Diaz's shirt and kind of gave him a little tug, which allowed for the foul. Well, Keys and Kosin take a seat. I'm sure they're in foul trouble, so they want them in for the offense, not the defense. Panthers need help. Here comes Diaz. Diaz goes to Casey. Trap, throws it to Miles. Good grab by him. Miles runs into trouble. Needs timeout, and Panthers will get it over half court, so it's going to be side out, but a timeout needed from Oregon. Good job by Fort Atkinson there to at least give the Panthers more pressure. Panthers out of the timeout. It's going to assume to be the same 5, and I assume it'll be the same 5 for Fort Atkinson too. Although maybe Keys and Kosin will come back in now, but You don't see Keys and Kosen on the press formation, which I assume is by design. I'm sure I don't know exactly the numbers, but I'm guessing they are in a bit of foul trouble, both of them, so they want to keep them for the offensive possessions as to not risk their two best scorers to foul out. Wouldn't want that in a close battle like this, where Oregon leads by 5 with the basketball. It'll be side out. Schoenecker, Hermsdorf, Diaz, Miles, and McCorkle for Oregon. Same 5 for Fort Atkinson. Keys and Kosen await the bench. Schoenecker line for Oregon. They go to Miles, who will catch the inbounds. Now pressure comes for Fort Atkinson. Miles got to get it across. He does. Good look for McCorkle. Back to Schoenecker. Foul will come against McCorkle, and to the line he goes. Subs will all come in the 1-and-1, so it's going to be Keys and Kosen, and to the bench once again is Kammer and Hintz. Diaz to the bench. Into the game for him, Quentin Bush subbing in. Live ball on the 1-and-1. The free throw from McCorkle, taking his time, a deep breath. Shot up, no good. Rebound to Fort. Chance to go to 2 here. Here is Keys. He works inside. Running layup, no good. Rebound fought for, and a rebound, Quentin Bush foul against Fort. That was Croy Kukin. So 54 seconds left. Bush shooting from the 1-and-1. No double bonus actually for Oregon. It'll be double bonus, so 2 automatic free throws for Oregon, which is crucial because, you know, they've missed both of their 1-and-1, so now a chance for double the chance for free throws. Quentin Bush, a sure shooter, knocks the first throw. Back to 6-point Oregon lead. Chance to bring to a 3-possession lead, which is really big. Bush, no pressure. Quentin shooting the free throw. It's straight through. Kukin gets inbound. Now Keys will run up immediately. They want action. Now they go to Kosen. Kosen guarded by McCorkle. He drives. Flips it up, and a foul against Miles is going to give them a chance at 2. They'll have a chance to match Oregon. Be 2 subs for Fort Atkinson. It'll be Geiger and Kammer. And also Hintz. First from Kosen is no good. Big miss. Well, Geiger's going to get shooter, so into the game as Keys and Opperman take seats. Second for Kosen, just as big to put it back to a 2-possession game. Is no good. Rebound to Oregon. Miles is going to get a Schoenecker up ahead. It's McCorkle, and he's fouled immediately. Had 2 runners, but just good enough as to get Billy into the game. Well, they're just going to have Opperman and Keys check back in now, but first a free throw from McCorkle, a chance to extend it to 8. It's 2 free throws, so inadvertent buzzer. Buzzer doesn't mean anything, it's inadvertent, because there's 2 free throws, so the subs will have to wait just an extra free throw. First from Billy is too strong. Now the subs are in. Opperman and Keys take the place of Kammer and also Kukin. 37-4 left. 7-point Oregon lead. McCorkle a chance to make it 8 on the Toro Horse Insurance scoreboard. Up and good. Kukin wants to bring multiple. They go right to Opperman, who Miles dropped off of. Now Keys in an 8-point game. Works right. Flips to Opperman. Opperman, good look. No good. Rebound to Oregon, and Miles gets the rebound. He's fouled, a chance to bring the lead back to double digits. You hear the student section there, the I believe that we have one chance that you love to hear at the end of games, whether it be football, basketball, hockey, soccer, all the same, means that Oregon is bringing home a W. First free throw for Miles rattles through. 9-point game. Second for Evan is no good. Here comes Keys. Screen set goes to Hintz. Hintz's three no good, and the fight for the rebound is out of bounds off of Fort to Oregon with 16 to go. They want press anyway. Here's Casey. The pressure comes, Miles breaks it, and here's Hintz. Now to Casey, and Casey breaks pressure to Keys, and that's gonna do it. From Oregon High School, your Panthers are gonna bring home another W against the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks, and they're gonna improve to a nice 4-2 record after beating these Blackhawks 52-43, and they will head into Milton on Friday for a matchup against the Redhawks, looking to get revenge on last year's loss at home against Milton. Great showing out all around by the Panthers tonight. Fort Atkinson falls to 1-3, tough for them, and let me just check and see real quick who their next opponent will be. For Fort Atkinson, the next opponent's going to be on Saturday at versus Monroe at Fort Atkinson High School. Well, our next broadcast on OCA Media here from Oregon High School is going to be girls basketball on Thursday against the Edgewood Crusaders. You see, Sam Schmidt and the Panthers will take on Edgewood at 7:15. Of course, there's a hockey game right now, still, I believe, concurrently going on. For those of you who want to keep watching Panther athletics tonight, I do believe that one is still in action. If you guys can head over to our other stream on OCA Media to check that one out. Our next boys basketball stream will not come until Tuesday, January 5th against Edgewood. Al Dang and the Crusaders come in to face Casey Schenecker and your Oregon Panthers here from Oregon High School. The battle between the two, who are most likely the favorites for Conference Player of the Year, will happen then. Just 2 games remain for the Panthers before Christmas break, and it's going to be against Milton and then Monroe next Tuesday at Monroe. But I am Luke Marks, and this game, one more time, is brought to you with support from our generous sponsors: Bill's Food Center, Stoughton Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes. And by Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. On behalf of OCA Media production crew and me, Luke Marks, thank you for watching Panther basketball on OCA Media Sports. Have a good night, everyone.